Hey guys, and welcome to the podcast. As you may or may not know, we've been on kind of a hiatus for a while. Just stuff came up, and unfortunately, the podcast kind of got sidelined, and I've been wanting to get into it again, so I thought might as well bring it back. And what a better way to bring it back? I'm going to try to keep this short because this is a long episode today. But yeah, thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening. So this next series of podcasts, I'm still going to keep it, of course, movie-related, music-related. I'm going to try to get some kind of stuff outside the music and movie realm for interviews for episodes to come. But nonetheless, the next couple episodes are going to be based on the ABCs of Death 2 competition. It was a horror short competition where essentially, if you haven't heard, the ABCs of Death 2 was a horror film or the ABCs of Death 1, was a horror film that came out about last year. And it basically featured a short segment for every letter of the alphabet, and in each segment, someone died in a brutal way that related to the title. So this year, they did another competition for the sequel to that film, ABCs of Death 2, and they opened up the letter M to the public. And so they ran this competition so anyone could submit a short that started with an M. So I myself did a short called M is for Monkey with the guys that are on this podcast. That's what this episode is today. It's all about M is for Monkey. So here we have Derek, our actor slash special effects. We got Tanya, our actress. You got myself, and you got writer, director, editor Corey Nick, as well as our composer Jake Eagle chimes in here and there. So like I said, I'm keeping this short because it is a long episode. So hope you guys enjoy. There are more episodes to come, including M is for magnetic tape. I got to talk to the director of that short, and that was really fun. And I'm planning on doing a couple podcasts with M is for Mailbox guys, as well as M is for Merman and M is for Manure. So keep an ear out for those, but enjoy M is for Monkey podcast.
Did you put your phone on silent?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. It's officially recording now.
Oh shit.
We're live on the YouTube right now, guys.
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube, guys.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening and welcome. All right. So usually I do an intro, so all this stuff doesn't matter. So I will basically just do a small intro, or fuck it, I'm just gonna start. Okay, guys, welcome to the podcast. Today's episode is on M is for Monkey, our horror short that we made for the ABCs of Death 2. And then here I have with me a huge chunk of the creative team. If you guys just want to state your name and what you did on the movie, that'd be great. We could start off with you, I guess, Corey.
I'm Corey Nicholas, and I'm the writer and director and editor of M is for Monkey.
All right. And if you guys want to go now.
And okay, I'm Derek. I played Mape. I was the actor. I did also the special effects makeup, and I ate the bananas on set pretty much.
And hi, I'm Tanya, and I was the banana, and I was the victim. That was it.
Awesome. Okay, so where are all you guys? I'm doing an episode with. I told you, Derek and Corey, I'm doing an episode with like a couple guys. I'm doing the Mailbox guys. I'm doing the magnetic tape guys this Sunday, and I'm doing the Merman guys as well. And the manure guys as well. So this is kind of like the first episode in like a series of the ABCs of Death stuff.
Awesome. Really cool.
So like the questions I sent you guys is the same questions I sent to all the other guys so far. So where are all you guys from? So I know I personally, my name is Chris. I was the DP on the show. I didn't get to intro that. And Eagle.
Oh yeah, I'm Jake. I made the music on the movie, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. And so the next question was, where are you guys from? I'm from Cambridge, Ontario. So is Eagle. We met back in high school. And Corey?
Montreal, Quebec.
Montreal, Quebec. I met Corey through film school, and of course we clicked because he had crazy ideas, and I wanted to make those crazy ideas with him. So I thought, hey, why not? And then we have Derek and Tanya.
Yeah, I'm from Montreal, Quebec.
Same thing.
With Tanya. How did we meet Corey? Through a very sketchy online free ad site. Not as sketchy as Craigslist, KGG, but we met through there. I randomly just found the ad, read, and loved Corey's idea for the ABCs of Death and just contacted him, and that's it. It was kind of like a bromance at first sight.
Oh, jeez.
It's true. Like we've never met like such cool people off of Kijiji. Like we've
Yeah.
people that we see in Thunder Bay through shit like that.
Some
You know what I
awkward
mean?
ass people.
Yeah,
After the first
exactly.
day, I was convinced I wasn't getting killed. It was fantastic.
Yeah, she was like, "You were gonna go there. I'm actually worried. What if these guys want us to, set up this whole movie? And they're actually gonna kill us." I was like, "Oh, I'm like, are you serious?"
It would make
And
for a great snuff film.
She had the doubt.
We might have won.
Just
Should have kept it to keep the realness.
Yeah. Should have just scared her
First
purposely.
material.
Yeah, film her at the beginning, scare, get some fucking real screams in there, and then we would have been good to go.
No doubt.
That's hilarious. So, Corey, how did you hear about the contest?
Well, I followed it from the first ABCs of Death. I wanted to make an entry last year, but we just never got around to doing it. So this year, when I heard about the contest, I heard they were making a second movie and they were going to release another letter to the public. So I waited in anticipation all summer for that letter. The day it was released, I started writing.
Awesome. And how did you come up with the idea? Like, what made you decide on doing the idea of M is for monkey? Where did that come from?
Well, I was just thinking of good M words, and I think monkey is probably one of the best M words out there. So that, and then I just started looking up like monkey masks, and I found this awesome mask, and then I saw it and wrote a script based on the mask before I even owned it.
So you saw the mask and then you wrote the whole idea just based upon seeing that mask?
Yeah, and then I wanted this creepy serial killer like wearing an awesome monkey mask. I thought that would be an awesome idea, but I didn't know why he was killing the girls. And then I came up with the idea. The first draft of the script didn't have a banana girl; it just had a face peel and just a regular girl. And then I came up with the idea she should be wearing a banana suit in the beginning, which triggers that mental state for him.
Nice. I never know where you come up with your crazy ideas, but I love them. Derek?
Corey, real quick. When you thought of the ABCs of that, you're waiting all summer for the letter to come out. Were you thinking of all the letters of the alphabet and if they were crazy ideas, just waiting?
No, I think I would have lost my mind if I would have done
Like that.
that. A letter for a story for each letter, that'd be a little much.
Well, at least a word for each letter.
Yeah,
We're gonna prepare ourselves for next year.
True.
definitely.
You make your own writing alphabet letter.
So, Derek and Tanya, what did you guys think of the idea when it was presented to you? Like, what was running through your head?
I originally thought it was super awesome. Like from the beginning till the end, I loved it. It was amazing, and I couldn't have imagined. Originally, it was supposed to be Mape, and the concept was awesome. The fact that it was monkey is even more awesome. So, just amazing all around.
When I read the script at first, when I read the idea on Kijiji, actually, some of it wasn't fully there. No, it wasn't there. When he sent me the script, I started reading it, and not that I was skeptic. At first, I was like, okay, a monkey guy, peeling faces, walking around, banana girl. I was seeing more humor to it than the darkness. But then as soon as Corey sent me the script, and I read it, I totally saw where he was going with it. I totally understood his vision on it, especially with the ABCs of Death and where they go with the look and the feel on their films. And I totally saw the creepiness in it, and I loved the originality and the idea of it, and that's why I wanted so badly to be part of it and help him get that character that he desired, that he wanted.
Yeah, Derek pretty much emailed me pleading to be in this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So was I. I was like,
Not just saying, oh, I'll audition. He was pretty much saying, I have to be a part of this.
I just wanted to. I was sitting in pictures, so I'm just like, yeah, this is what I look like. I'm 6'4", awesome for a horror movie, good killer. I can grow a scruffy beard right away. I was just like all to his disposal. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
That's awesome. So this is like this was the first like short you guys worked on before, Derek and Tanya?
yeah, first time we ever acted ever.
For a movie, first time we ever acted ever and worked on a short, I've always put together random stupidities, like random videos of filming nonsense with your friends, you know, typical jackass stuff, and putting that together, but never a serious, let's get something seriously done and make something out of it. And I loved it.
Yeah, vlogging and acting is totally different.
Yeah, so it was a good experience then for your first short?
Totally
it was amazing. It couldn't be any better. Honestly, there's nothing I can say. I had the time of my life. I was so nervous going there, but even the second when I met you guys, you and Corey, if you noticed right away, we're like, okay, we do the scene. What am I wearing? What are we doing here, there, and it just started right away. It just started.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The first scene kind of determines how it's gonna go, like the smoothness of the shoot. And the first scene went overly smooth. That's the one I was stressed about because I haven't shot anything in 2 years. But it went so smooth. I was so happy with that.
And we met like 5 seconds. We're like, hey, how are you, Corey? I'm Derek. What do you want me to wear? This, that? Okay, let's start shooting.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Instantly.
That's awesome. I guess before we continue further, where did we end up getting in the contest? What did we finish at?
14th place.
We finished at 14th place with over 2,000 likes, right?
2,100 likes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, and then we had like over 3,000, I think, views too, right?
Yeah, we're over 3,000.
3,223, if I'm not mistaken, last I checked.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like the most views I think I've ever gotten for anything I've put on
I've never
YouTube
had that
before.
many views and in that short amount of time. Like that was what it's only been up now for what 3 weeks, a month.
Yeah,
Exactly.
give or take.
It's about 1,000 views a week almost.
That was awesome. Once was a salvia video I randomly put up of nonsense cutting around the stage where salvia was popular, and that video reached about 80,000 views.
Jesus.
And the insider from Entertainment Tonight contacted me to use it on a segment for how salvia's being used nowadays. They didn't use my segment in the end, and my friend deleted the video from his account because he was super paranoid. He's like, oh, salvia, it's on my account, it's my name, and he just deleted it. But there was no salvia trip. It was completely fake, just random editing and stupidity.
Oh, okay.
Nice. But yeah, so we did really well. Those first couple days, man, we skyrocketed that competition. Like we just kept going up and up and up. That was just
Well, my
insane.
mind was blown. My mind's still blown thinking about it.
Yeah, the fact that over
550
3,000 people saw it. Yeah, like that is insane.
550 entries.
550?
Yeah, or 540, 540. The last year's had 170 or something total.
Wow,
So,
man,
imagine that.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So now that we've kind of touched upon that, yeah, we did really well. Unfortunately, we were in the top 12 for so long too, and unfortunately, we just got knocked down. But,
Yeah.
2 days. We wanted to be there. That's where we said we wanted to go because I thought the top 12 was the top 12. So I was all like, yeah, we got to get there. And Corey was always not aiming low, but he was like, okay, tonight we're going to have like 200 votes. I'm like, no, 600.
Yeah.
And then they were like, 600. Then he's like, okay, well, tomorrow 7. I'm like, no, we're going to get 1,000. And then it would be like more than that. And then it just, it got steady again.
We only made it where we did because Derek was doing voodoo magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost
He'd
it.
say a number and the number would happen.
That was great for a
That's
while.
awesome.
Corey, did Jamie ever text you at all over Facebook during the time that we kept posting monkey stuff on Facebook?
Jamie
Worsnick just kind of called out Jamie on the thing, but yeah, did he ever send you a message on Facebook?
No, I don't think so.
He sent me a message one night. I thought it was hilarious. It was like 1 a.m, or not even 1. It was later. It was like almost 3. And he goes, "Hey man, how's M is for massive over promotion going?" I thought that was hilarious because our link was just covering everyone's Facebook feed.
We kept on retweeting and resharing each other. It was crazy.
I honestly think I was a little bad on that. I spammed the hell out of people.
Oh, I did too. I literally sent everyone a... What?
When you'd wake up, all you saw was my pictures, my videos. I had people that blocked my activity because it was just too much.
That's
And
hilarious.
on my page, if you go back for the last month and a half, there's nothing but links to the video. That's all there is.
That's what I did too. I literally went through my whole contacts list and sent them like a copy and paste message for them to do that. I got a couple likes off of that.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
I called people. I stopped people when I made flyers. I stopped people in the place, and I was like, "Yeah, you like horror movies? Here, take the flyer. Good job on good luck on your job interview, so on and so forth." And I was getting votes like that.
That's awesome.
Everyone was spared.
Yeah, so overall we got a huge feedback. Like you guys, like Derek, you've been talking to the mailbox guy, and like as soon as I talked to him, he mentioned you, and he said that you're such a cool guy. And
He's awesome.
yeah, they sound like awesome guys, and I can't wait to do the podcast with them. And then Corey, did you were talking to a couple people as well?
I talked to the Turbo crew, well, the director of Turbo.
Oh,
There
no
are
way.
a couple
Nice.
of directors. They liked it a lot. They shared it on their page, RKSS.
Nice.
Who else did I talk to?
Because I think you talked to the manure guys too, right?
No, I didn't actually personally talk to the manure guy.
Oh, okay.
I just like I added him on Facebook, and he like said good job on like where we ranked and stuff. So he seemed like a nice guy. Trying to think, there was another guy there was that producer guy that Derek got in contact with, or Tanya.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
Tanya got that contact.
Yeah, on Twitter, I happened to fall on him, and he just started talking to me from there, and then we added each other on Facebook. And
Seth Matoyer
exactly.
of morehorror.com.
Exactly. And then
And-
I also
Awesome.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
sorry, you go ahead.
Emily got a bunch of horror blogs to.
That really helped.
She had like an army of horror blogs behind her
Yeah.
supporting the film. so
Spanish
that was
one.
good.
Someone got a Spanish one.
Yeah.
I had to
Gracias.
make the Spanish guy at my work read it.
Gracias.
Actually, I had spoken to the guy, El Gustavo Cooper from M is for Music, and he had enjoyed our short as well, and he was really humble when I like spoke to him about his M is for Music, because I really enjoyed his short, and I got the conversation.
If
with
I
him a
may,
little bit.
M is for Music was
Pretty
elegant and beautiful and awesome. I found it was
Did you
really.
guys watch the behind
Yeah.
the scenes for it?
No.
After this, you should check it out, man. The work they put into it is really crazy. They have like a. Did I lose you guys?
You kind of cutting out on us. No, I think you're back now.
You know who
Okay.
I talked to actually about the movie was this guy Patrick McGee, who was a special effects guy. He did special effects for Men in Black, Jurassic Park. He liked the video.
Yeah. So we've been getting like tons of crazy feedback on this thing. Like,
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great.
yeah, been fantastic.
But yeah,
Um,
watch the behind the scenes for Emmett's for Music. It's really cool.
I will.
I didn't even know. I will totally check that
It's
out.
on Vimeo.
Did you watch his Velvet Road?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
You haven't checked it, okay.
I was like going through his videos last night, but I didn't get to that one.
Okay, Velvet Road is very impressive.
Okay, cool.
I'll have to definitely check some of those out.
Mm.
So kind of moving along. The question is, what camera / equipment did we use? So I guess that's more of a question on me. We used the Canon 6D camera. It's a full frame DSLR camera. Looks so good. And then lights. What we used, a couple different ARRI lights. We had a. Am I cutting out on you guys?
No.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. We used a couple different ARRI lights. We had a 1K, and then what was it? Two 650s and a 250.
It was. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, we barely used those lights. I think like we expected to use them a lot more than what we actually did. But like
No.
they were like I think all you would need for this type of movie anyway. Like we only used them when we had to.
Well, yeah,
Um,
after shooting that movie, I think I would only get that basic lighting kit because it was like everything you need to light up a scene if you do have to. But you could really like I don't know, like we use a lot of practical lighting but it's always good to have those lights just in case.
Oh yeah, it's always good to have those lights. I never used as much practical lighting as we did on that movie. I just kept because this was a new DSLR and because I like the style of using natural lights that are built into the kind of scene. That's why we used a lot of the lights that were already there. But overall, I thought like these digital cameras are amazing when it comes to stuff like that. And so like I would just set stuff up and see how it looked, and it just happened to look good. And then I'd ask you, hey, how do you like that?
Yeah,
And kind of go from there.
it actually looked great, and like with that camera, you were able to bump up the ISO and get not much noise, which was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we shot past. We may have got 1 or 2 shots at 1600, but I tried to keep it as close to 800 as possible for the whole thing.
Yeah.
So what was the budget for the M is for Monkey?
It's about $700.
Wow, okay, that's pretty good. So
No,
about
yeah,
as much as your thesis film from college.
Yeah, it came to about the same price. Feeding a smaller crew, but like we had to pay for the effects. I had to buy the mask, and then I don't know, just money goes quick when you're shooting and film. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. And I wonder like what the budget of some of those other guys' movies were like. Going back to Mailbox and even music, like how well shot and like the crazy costumes they had going
That's
on.
what I'm saying. Watch behind the scenes of music, and like they had a crazy production crew. Like it looks like they're shooting a scene for a feature film. It looked really awesome.
Yeah, like I can't wait to ask the mailbox guys about that too, because like I was kind of scrolling through the mailbox guys' Facebook, and they shot theirs on a red, and clearly the music guys must have shot on red or something.
Oh yeah,
like that as
I'm
well.
not sure. I didn't recognize the camera, but it is seen in the behind the scenes. I just didn't really look at it. But yeah, it looked like it might be a red Scarlet or something.
Actually, actually, Seth Matoyer thought we shot with a red camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was so proud when I saw that comic. So I was like, oh yes, did a good job. Did a good job.
Amazing. Like honestly, I was watching it also, and I'm very picky. I watch a lot of B movies and a lot of movies, and I'll be very critical of myself. I'll be very critical on what I'm watching, and I won't be like, oh, this is amazing just because I'm in it. I'll be like, oh my god, I'm in this. Oh my god, this looks horrible. But no, the shots and everything about it was incredible. You guys made it so professional.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, super humbled to be part of it.
Thank you very much.
I have a question for you guys since I wasn't on the set.
Okay.
There's a lot of little bananas going on in the background, like shots of bananas in the foreground, background, stuff like that. Was that something that you consciously created with the script, or was that something that on the set you just realized, you know what, we got bananas, we'll just throw it in the shot?
It was actually on every shot with bananas in it is on the set. We came up with on set. Derek came up with the dead ones, the
That was
dirty
great.
bananas, and then I came up with the fresh bananas. I put them in the foreground of one shot, and I put them in a bowl in another shot.
Yeah.
Last second, I saw a pile of dead bodies, and I was like, well, this guy's always eating bananas. He throws girls on the floor. Like, my bananas, where do they go? Throw them on the floor, too. So figuring to just put that incorporated everywhere since we had the bananas, too.
Yeah, that's like a Kubrick style thing where he would just
Yeah.
throw random stuff in there and you wouldn't even notice it until you
Yeah,
watched
exactly.
it the fifth time.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
and
well,
no, oh no, go Corey.
Well, we did that on Funnel of Love. Chris came up with that idea, and I loved it. Just
Yeah.
because Funnel of Love, we put like hearts, like just hidden hearts throughout the film, and then this film we kind of did it the same thing with bananas.
I didn't see
Kind of
that.
our MO.
Yeah. It's your trunk shot, like Tarantino.
Yeah, it's our jokes. Right? Every Corey Nicholas movie has a hidden something in the background for every scene. Oh man, I just had a question. I can't
I was
remember.
gonna just say, I don't know if you guys remember in the Mormons, if you watched it at the beginning, their glasses and their ties keep changing.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too. That one I thought was well done too.
When we
Wait,
passed that, I was super
like-
happy.
They're purposely changing?
Yeah, purposely. If you keep watching
glasses
each
switch.
scene that switch, their glasses keep switching. One guy has, one guy doesn't. Switch his glasses, and their ties continuously change.
Oh, that's awesome. I have to watch that now. Just check
Yeah, it
that
took me like 4 videos to notice it, and it wasn't even me who noticed. One of my friends noticed. I was like, really? I'm like, oh my god. And it just, I didn't see it at all.
Well, it's probably to show that the woman's like psychotic. Like it's not.
Exactly
The
that.
delusion of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's an illusion.
Yeah, that one was a good one. I like that one. I thought what I liked about the feedback we got was there was obviously, of course, like the ones in the top 12 were like ridiculously well made, of course. But what I liked that I got a couple times, I don't know if you got any, was the fact that people told me that our short fit the style
tone.
more of ABCs of Death versus
Yeah,
some
that
of
was-
the other ones out there.
Yeah, I like getting that compliment too. That was great.
Yeah, because it makes it like feel that much better. Because you watch, like, I don't want to shit on anyone's short, but M is for Messiah. That one extremely well made, but I have no idea what's going on there.
Oh, I need to say something. I've been holding this in the whole contest. I didn't shit talk anyone.
No.
I will not do that. I complimented everyone and voted for people I liked. M for migraine. M for migraine. Oh my god, I couldn't stand watching M for migraine. M for migraine. The thumbnail was the most pleasant part of the whole video. I watched it, and it just waiting, and then the effect was just so cheap. It was like Windows Movie Maker explosion, and I was just so disappointed that it got so many. It was raising super fast, but 10,000
It plateaued,
views.
so it's
Yeah,
fine.
10,000 views to 1,500 likes compared to our 3,000 to 2,000. Like, I was like happy with what we had.
Yeah, we had a good ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, good ratio.
So Mike,
Um,
I couldn't say it.
I don't even think I watched that one. I only watched.
Good for you. Good.
You
Um,
say 3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so where did we shoot this? So we shot this. I have no idea how to pronounce the name of your town, Corey. So
That a gay.
Chattagay. And pretty much this whole thing was shot in your grandma's old house, right?
In my grandma's house.
Yeah.
Grandma mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, grandma.
We may have found out she's a serial killer as we were shooting.
Sure.
Yeah, finding out the gun rifles and her feet in the cobweb-covered garage.
Yeah, she
The fucking
made
furnace for like just babies, like baby-sized furnace over there. God knows which incinerates.
baby-sized furnace.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was awesome. The shooting locations you guys were amazing. I couldn't believe how perfect they were. The bedroom, the garage, the kitchen. It was so 80s, so grindhouse.
Yeah,
I
well,
love the bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I went and visited her house, looked at the basement. I'm like, well, I have to make a movie here. So then, yeah, I just waited for the opportunity.
Yeah, you said your grandmother's house was creepy, and I'm like, well, you know, I've seen creepy houses. I walked in there, I was like, oh, that is creepy. Creepy as hell.
Yeah, the deer feet was like, what the fuck? But
that if anyone doesn't know, when you're watching the movie, when you see those deer feet on the floor, thank grandma. That's all grandma that.
Yeah.
grandma mystery. Okay, how long was the shoot? How long did we end up clocking in on this thing?
19 hours, 2 days, 19 hours, I think was the total.
19 hours total. That's pretty solid, man.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, we had a really quick like shooting process. Like we were really not like sitting around like we did on some of our thesis films where you sit around.
Yeah, it was just kind of just go.
Yeah,
and that's how I like to shoot. I much prefer that than waiting around for a lot of lighting setups and stuff. This was much more efficient.
Well, the crew was on it. The crew was that's where it had to be.
crew, 7 dudes in a truck. Hey, where's the crew going?
You better pick up one person, no room for them. Go and get in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
They went to go pick up a fog machine and Tanya French fries, and when they got back, they were all passed out pretty much.
There was a lot of work for them. Heavy cases and lighting, and you know.
That was so funny, man. That was jokes.
No, that was a very good crew then.
Oh yeah, great crew. They made me laugh. Shane, Fogman Shane. Shout out to Fogman Shane. He was hilarious.
Shout out to Fogman Shane.
Yeah.
Oh man!
He was so funny. I remember on the Sunday night, it was like 3 a.m, and we were about to do the face rip, or we had already started doing the face rip. I remember seeing your face, Derek and Tanya, when he just started spraying fog again after the room was already so foggy, and you guys just looked like you wanted to punch him out.
Anything. I was just thinking, like, what's going on here? I go, I can't see anything.
He just kept asking me to do fog, and I was like, yeah, man, go for it, because we all have to wait for it for another 2 minutes, I guess.
Fuck the fog, man.
Yeah.
Fuck the fog man. Fog man out.
But that was hilarious. He made me laugh a lot.
I think the fog might have made the movie though.
Don't tell him that. It'll go to his head.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Ever since this movie, it changed my look on every movie. When I'm watching it, I'm looking at the fog. I'm like, that's nice. I just seem like they're using some great fucking fog there. I wonder if he's related to Shane.
Bad
Got it in his blood. Oh. Okay, just abrupt stop there.
Fucking Fogman throws us off track.
Yeah, come on, Fog, man, Jesus. All right, so how was the editing process for you, Corey? How did that go?
Well, editing for me is something that I find extremely simple because it's already cut in my head. As we're shooting, it's already there. It's not something I really play around with. I kind of know exactly what I'm putting where it goes. And we didn't have many outtakes. Like, we kind of got the shot and we moved on. Like, I didn't have to go through tons of endless amounts of footage. It was just there. And I think I edited, like, well, Jake made the music before we actually even started shooting. So I had the music, so I kind of had a picture of how I'm going to edit this in my head to the beat, and then I just put it all together once I got it, and I think I did it all in, like, one day. I think it was all edited in 1 or 2 days. I just edited it for, like, 6 hours straight or something and got it out.
Yeah, I remember receiving a rough cut from you, like, short after. I was just, whoa, he's done it already? But yeah, I guess we had to get it out there as quick as possible.
And I felt bad because I sent you like an hour's worth of music for a 3-minute video.
Still, man, that was awesome. I really appreciate that.
Now,
helping me a lot.
did you create the music like originally for the movie, or like was some of it old
Yeah.
stuff, some of it new stuff?
I mean, I sent him a few songs before he even had the idea for M's for Monkey, and he used a couple of those in there. But most of it I just made right after he kind of gave me. He sent me this music video for what was that movie called again?
Maniac.
Maniac. Yeah, and the music from that just really inspired me, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I basically, took what I liked from that and added my own little touch to it, and basically just came up with hours upon hours. Like I was just sitting there for a week, just being like, "Oh my god!" Like it just keeps coming to me. So I couldn't stop really.
Yeah,
It was great.
it worked great.
Well, while we're talking kind of about inspirations, what was your inspirations for the movie itself? Like what movies did you use to kind of help fit the tone and style of the story you were trying to make?
Well, Maniac was number one for sure.
Okay.
Just the way you get into the killer's head, and he's kind of like isolated from everything, and it's just like his own mind. I don't know. I watched Maniac about 3 or 4 times. I love the music to it, and just the way it's that whole movie shot POV pretty much. So that's what gave me the idea of see what he sees, because he's seeing something differently in the movie too. So Maniac was the number one inspiration. I can't really think of anything else that was. Young Buck. Eisner's segment for the ABCs of Death 1, which had no sound. So that's why I thought, okay, cool, I can make something without sound, and it might work because it's already been done. So those 2 movies, I would say.
All right. Yeah, I remember you telling me about Maniac. I tried to get to watch it before I got there, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to. But it seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, like I think you asked me to make a shot list or something like that, and to be honest, I didn't make a shot list because in my head it's impossible for me to make a shot list when I don't know the location. So
you're right.
anytime we just showed up, I was just like, okay, this is the location, and in my head I just kind of mapped out how this would edit together.
Pretty much what I wanted to do by asking you to make a shot list was to just see. I just wanted because I had a shot list made, but just maybe you would have these different shots that I didn't think of envisioned. Something like that. So that was the benefit of asking you to do that. Which you came up with a lot of the shots on set too.
Yeah, because I just had to see the location. I was like, okay, well I could put the camera here, here, and here, and that will edit well properly, and this and that, blah blah blah. So that's because I know going in. I was as nervous as you were to shoot the first scene or to like do the first scene. I was nervous to shoot the first scene because I came in blank like that. I was just like, okay. We're gonna see how this kind of goes.
I can imagine it's even worse for you, and you don't know any. Like I'm comfortable in my own hometown. Like it's everything is new to you, so it's obviously a more. And for Derek and Tanya too, they're just coming in. All you guys just came into a situation not knowing what to expect. I at least had some sort of idea.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, controllable that. To give credit to Adam for one of the great shots though, for like the thumbnail we had for our movie.
Yeah.
When he came up with that whole framing and everything, that was an awesome shot.
Yep, that was a good on-spot shot, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was.
Good shot.
Good shot. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of turn to you, Derek. So how, without getting obviously too crazy detailed, how did you pull off the effect of the face peel?
Okay, well, I looked at some videos. I went on. I always looked at all special features in movies. I've watched it all the time in horror movies. I always look at the special features like a nerd, and I want to see how did they do that? What did they use? So I looked at some videos, and Corey sent me T for Thread reference from last year. He's like, I want an idea of a face peel like this. I'm like, okay, well, I'll figure something out. Latex, liquid latex is great.
No, it's painful. It's not great. It's painful.
It's painful for the person because it's a lot. But liquid latex, some silicone, and Erica was great too because we had to make a mask to peel off her face. So now I was either going to buy a prop, but I couldn't find a proper prop for that. So what we did was we put the silicone on her face, dried it, peeled it off, put it inside out, and then reapplied it backwards to give the smooth finish. And then we stuck materials, liquid latex, under. We used toilet paper. Toilet paper is always great for gore. So we used that to have some of the gooey flesh under. Corn syrup was the usual blood. and that's about it. We tried it 3 times.
Yeah, 9 hours total of face stuff on my face.
Oh man.
Like,
Oh my god.
it was
Yeah, we
horrible.
practiced at 3 different occasions where she came over and we're like, okay, we're gonna try this way. We're gonna try with this different makeup. We're gonna try this technique, and we tried everything possible to give it the best effect, and hopefully it came through that way. Obviously, if we would have a bigger budget and all the qualities of stuff, we could have made the face peel look amazing, amazing, amazing. But you know what? For what we did, using almost household appliances,
Household appliance, yes.
Well, I think it looked amazing,
fridge, a stove,
And the
toaster. No, I don't know.
and everyone thought it looked amazing.
No, it
Yeah,
was
I
good.
thought
Oh,
it
the
looked
end
great.
product was fantastic.
Like
It was-
literally everyone I talked to about it, that was the number one thing. Is wow, that's awesome. Everyone loved the face peel.
Well, the
Yeah.
angle of the shooting helped as well for the effect really, really well. I find
Yeah,
that it straight up.
That's what I thought when I was shooting from that angle too, because I knew that I didn't, because you could like, there's a couple JPEGs I took of you with the makeup on, and you can clearly see that your face was just caked in makeup. So that's why I kind of angled the camera the way I did, is because I knew that the lighting coming in would still look good and would still hide enough of the, it would still show enough of the face to show the face being peeled off, but hide enough of the makeup that was on the face that you wouldn't be able to see it. So that's kind of why I shot it from that angle there. And I thought the one shot that you barely see, the one that's mixed in with Derek peeling the banana, of the skin coming off the face in a real extreme close up, I think that shot's amazing.
It
Yeah.
was.
Well,
It
that's
was
one of my
fantastic.
favorites. I love the
playing with
intercut.
the face at that point. I was just like, ooh, we just playing with it. And
Yeah,
then-
that was
Like a lot of like that was one of the questions of showing people before I actually had it ready for viewing, was they were like, I don't know what's happening in that shot, where we have the opacity lowered and there's a banana in the face peel, the extreme close up, but I went with my gut instinct and I loved it because I knew what it was, and I didn't even care if anyone else didn't know what it was because I liked it so much. I was just like, I'm leaving that in.
But that's
Yeah.
the mystery to it, because there were some videos that I watched on the ABC's entries, and some of them took me about 2-3 shots to watch and completely understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what I liked about it. Like, there was one M for Meat where he was feeding his daughter, and at the end of the calendar, you saw it said next week is going to be his left arm, the week after is going to be his right arm, then his heart, and then it says, I love you, Daddy. And at
yeah,
first,
that,
you're onto it, and then you're like, wow, he's just killing himself for his daughter to eat him.
yeah, that was awesome. Like I didn't even catch on to that the first time you explained that to me, and I was like, oh, that's a sick idea. That was
Yeah,
great.
it was really, really cool. And, yeah, really enjoyed that part.
awesome. Yeah, well, it looked great. Like Corey was saying, like a lot of the compliments I got were on that face rip and how awesome that looked. And even I've sent that off to like people I know who are in makeup school right now who do great stuff, and even they were saying like, oh, that looks awesome.
That's awesome.
Um,
Rewarding.
Mhm.
Very happy to hear Erica helped me out with that. But I just practiced Halloween after Halloween, taking gore pictures and trying to, see what I can do with special effects makeup, and hopefully it can get better and better each year. And I did learn tricks even from the face peel.
That's awesome. Yeah, that kind of goes into my next question is what were some things you guys took away from the short? What were things that you learned or that you're going to take away from this experience overall?
Never talk in between shots. Never talk during a shot. Ever. Ever. No matter how bad it goes.
I remember that too because it went dead quiet for like 20 solid seconds after you did that, and we're still shooting. I'm just like, oh, fuck. Oh, I already knew in my head though we had the shot enough to cut it, but I just remember everyone went dead silent, like pin drop quiet.
It's just like, someone say something, please. Please now. Now's
Scary
good.
moment for everyone, I think.
Yeah.
My girlfriend. So at that point, I was just thinking, do I take out my belt now? Joking.
Now or when we get home, when do you want it?
Yeah, we're gonna get home. We're gonna take it.
Yeah, I remember that. That was so funny. But I know as soon as we stopped, I was just like, yeah, we have enough, Corey. You're good to go.
But worst case, if that did mess up, I don't care. I would have took that extra 45 minutes. I would have went right back upstairs. I would have re-put the latex, restuck her face. Let's do it again, and we would have got the shot that we needed.
Take two.
Take two at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Instead of going home at 5, I would have been home at 7 in the morning. It's good.
Then the-
Is there anything that you say you'd take away from the short, Corey?
Take away. I don't know.
Anything, just like random, whatever it is, I guess.
Not really. I didn't really learn anything. Okay, well, I guess for my next film, what I would like to do, because I did this in both my last films, is not really record any sound on set. So I would like to have a sound recordist for the next one and record literally every sound.
Yeah, how did the sound come out from my camera anyways? I never even really looked at the footage.
Well, it's different because I don't know if you ever tried the sound on that, but
Not really.
the way it works is it takes, no matter what, you always have one track for the onboard microphone. So I have to mute that track, copy and paste. So like the scene where Emily talks, the only scene we have talking, I had to, yeah. So it's 4 tracks. I have to copy and paste it and mute the 2 onboard ones. So you have a bunch of audio tracks, and you can't delete it. Like, they're attached together. It's really annoying.
What? Okay, I did not know that.
It's the same with the T2i. The same problem.
What? That's retarded. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you can't take away the volume at all? Like anything about the sound, it's together with the film?
Yeah, well, because you're recording 2 tracks, right? But instead of them both being from the mic you're using, one track is always the onboard microphone, which sounds like shit.
Yeah.
And then you have the good sound, but you still need 2 tracks. You need a left and a right. So I had to copy and paste it and then mute the 2 onboard ones, and then, I don't know, it's confusing. You have to know Final Cut a bit.
But
yeah, it's annoying.
The audio from that mic turned out pretty clean.
Yeah, I should have been closer. It was it picked up good audio. The only thing is I wasn't really close enough to Emily to make it sound perfect, but it worked.
Yeah, I didn't even really notice anything like overly like sticking out about it.
No, it picked up good sound.
Yeah, I gotta use that mic tomorrow. So I never really used it. That was kind of the first time I used it. Was when I brought it there. And then when I brought it back to prayers, like, what the fuck? It's covered in fucking corn syrup and red food dye.
Speaking of covered in corn syrup, how was the cleanup, Corey? How was the cleanup of grandma's?
The cleanup wasn't too bad, actually. I just went there and me and my girlfriend went there and I think we'd spent about a half hour cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that was awesome. Okay, that's not as bad.
Yeah. I thought it'd be way worse, but I just took the lamp and shit and just put it in the recycling bin.
Recycle that, dude.
All right, well, that's kind of all the questions I had for the actual short. I got a couple questions about like the other film things. But before we kind of go on to those, I know we were talking about other submissions a little bit earlier. What were some submissions you would say that were your guys' favorites?
Yours is
Yeah, mine would be my top. Obviously, Monkey's my first, duh. But
Yeah.
and not just because I played in it, not because everybody that was part of it that I know or whatever that made the movie. It's really because it's an awesome movie.
So, what are your choices?
So the 3 other ones would be Matchmaker, Marble. Marble was amazing. I was impressed, and music. Mailbox was good. It was like a whole other category on its own. It was fantastic. I loved it. But it was just, I don't know why you just couldn't put it in the same category as the other shorts. It was different.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Like a feature.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Derek?
I enjoyed what was one of the names? Matchmaker. I enjoyed. I really liked Mind Meld. Mind Meld was in the top. I enjoyed the intensity, the way one guy was injured. It felt like it belonged in the ABCs of Death.
Yeah.
It had that griminess to it. I really enjoyed that one. Mailbox, obviously, I enjoyed it immensely. It was really, really good. And what else did I like? There was another one that I really had.
It was Manure you liked from the
I
beginning.
really liked Manure. Manure was one of the first ones that caught my eye. As soon as I watched it, I was watching it, and I was like, wow. I'm like, that's so dark. I really enjoyed it. And you know what? It's almost hard to choose. There's so many. I don't want to leave any out. I found Marauder was pretty cool.
Yeah, that one was really awesome.
I loved how they used the big wheels and stuff and kept it very gory and badass at the same time.
And it was shot on Super 8, I think.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
No, it was really awesome. I really enjoyed Marauder. There's a lot of them. I have to give respect to a lot of videos on there. But those would probably be some of my top ones.
Yeah, there was even some like really well made ones that got almost no votes at all somehow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Masticate.
Which one?
Masticate. The one that made it to the top 12 with the guy that's on bath salts and he bites off the guy's face. It's all like slow motion happy music.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
think I saw that one. Damn it.
But it didn't have a lot of votes nor a lot of views. I guess they didn't know how to put it out there. But
Now
it
it has a lot
deserved
of
way,
views.
yeah, now it does, but it deserved way more attention from the beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm. What were some of your favorites there, Corey?
My number one favorite out of all of them is Middle, which is a Chinese one.
Okay.
Just completely fucked. So that one's my number one. And then I really like Manny was really good. That one didn't get a lot of votes either. But I don't know, it's just this like crazy rabbit doll and I really like that one. And Magnetic Tape music and
amazing.
Mailbox was awesome. Like there's like everyone's saying, yeah, there's too many to mention. But yeah, like Middle is definitely my number one favorite out of all of them.
Did you see
And number two is probably Magnetic Tape.
Really? Okay.
Did you see Monstricide? M is for Monstricide, if I'm pronouncing that properly, where it's a little goblin that eats your socks.
No.
It was filmed in the goblin's POV, and he's hiding out in the dryer, and the guy comes with a basket of laundry. He steals a sock and shreds it. Then he tries eating the sock off the guy's foot, blood flying everywhere, and it's amazing. And the guy kills the goblin with a detergent, and it's all POV from the goblin's face, blinking and such. And it was amazing. I really liked it. I found it was funny because
there's still some that I have to look at. Like I haven't seen all of them. I think I saw about 300 out of everything.
Yeah, same thing.
Jesus. Oh damn! I would say I watched less than like 20. I gotta go through.
Oh god. Well, no,
Yeah,
I
I
was
didn't-
following it since day one because we made our contest at the end, and then when we submitted, I think there was just over 200, and I was
Almost.
like, okay, I like these odds. Like, there's not too many entries, and then the last 3 days, they were getting like 100 entries per day. I was like, oh, there's no way now. Like, we were doing great, but out of these hundreds of entries, there's gonna be some real gems. So that scared me.
Yeah, you guys basically said all the ones that I would recommend. The only one I thought there was a period in time where we were in the top 12, and there was a bunch of other ones in the top 12, and the two that I thought fit the tone the most besides ours were M is for Munging. Did you guys watch that one?
Yeah.
The beginning one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of in my life. But I thought it fit the tone of the movie really well. Yeah, that was so disgusting. That one and I really like Mailbox, of course. The cinematography in that one is genius. But yeah, it's like what you guys said. It's almost like over production value, I guess.
Dark and
It
elegant.
just can't even
I
be
find.
it qualifies all by itself, you know. I don't know why it just has its own.
Yeah, just the music is just so elegant the way everything is, and I love that they kept it in Portuguese, the language. It just made it so much better. And when I spoke to Dante, the laugh of the vampire, when the vampire was laughing, I loved his laugh. That's actually Rodrigo, the director that's doing the laugh and just emulated his voice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, I love little things like that.
Fun facts.
Fun fact. And the kid was a 10-year-old boy and it was the first time he ever acted in his life, and he did a great job at it.
The vampire kid?
Yeah, 10-year-old little boy, first time acting.
Awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
He did a good job. He sucked that bag in real good.
Yeah. Years of practice.
I'm glad we got that close up too, because I know as soon as we got that wide, I was like, no, we need something closer up than that. And I knew you would love the monkey shot, Corey. I knew you would like the one pointing up at him because I really.
Oh
liked
yeah,
it.
that was amazing.
Yeah, Derek looks hilarious.
In the movie, the only thing I would have added into it is when I come into the garage. When she's in the garage, we could have maybe had like the music mute for a bit or go down in volume, and I would have been banging at the door like a wild madman ape. Coming from that metal scary door, and then I would have just swung it open and came in, sat down, and did what I did. But I thought of that last night, actually. I was watching a movie, and I just pushed pause. I'm like, I thought of this idea. It's too late now, but I found that would have been like super awesome to be smashing it on the door.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if we had sound recording though. Otherwise, it wouldn't give it that justice.
Exactly, totally right though.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
awesome the way it was. I wouldn't change anything.
The one shot I wish we got was on the GoPro, the slow motion shot of Derek going crazy on the bed.
Yeah, no, it's just fucking 6 in the morning or whatever
yes.
it was.
We were shooting all night at that point. I knew we couldn't get it, but in my head, I was like, "Oh, this shot's gonna look so nice if we can."
I would have done it. I would have done it for the sacrifice. Everyone wishes they had free actors like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's really all the kind of questions I had for ABCs of Death. But now I just had a couple other questions. So because this is all horror related and stuff, so I thought I would just ask you guys, what are some of your favorite horror movies of all time?
I would actually go the first thing that ever really got me into horror. I wouldn't say my most favorite movie. I would say my most traumatizing first horror movie would be Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
And I watched it through, like when I was a kid, my cousins tied me down, and ever since I never stopped watching horror movies. So I've always been a fan. And then I just started getting into horror literature, and that just gives me like another field for horror. So just altogether, can't say I have a favorite horror movie. I can't.
It's like asking who's your favorite child.
You know.
You can't favorite one more than the
There's
other.
some I don't like, but I wouldn't say that I have a favorite. I like a lot of horror movies. Grim Love's another one that I like a lot. It's not horror, it's just really disturbing. I like disturbing. Disturbing's fun.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one still.
Totally worth watching.
Yeah, Grim Love, you gotta get that. Emily, I think, is getting ready to watch that. For horror movies, well, if you're gonna talk what got me into them, I don't know what got me into them. I know my mom, as weird as it sounds, used to be a big fan of horror. Now she can't see anything of horror. And I remember walking around in the video store as a little kid, not being allowed to rent the movies and looking at boxes and seeing like brain scanners and Pumpkinhead and looking behind it and being, what the fuck is going on here? Freddy Krueger's swallowing people. And I was freaking out as a kid, so I fell in love with horror movies. And It the Clown, when I was a kid, was fucking scary as hell. It the Clown. And nowadays, I think Human Centipede has me very interested. I really like the Human Centipede as a horror movie.
No, get nauseous is the word, not
and I'm
scary.
waiting for the
Nauseous.
Human Centipede Part 3. That one, I'm really waiting for that.
I sat for 1 and 2. I'm not doing 3. No way.
And a big fan of serial killer movies. From Hatchet to Jason to Mike Myers to all of them. All those serial killer movies. Love them all. You can't ask me for a special one, but
Yeah. Well, after talking to you, like, I like horror movies, but you guys you and Corey are like the encyclopedia of like horror movies. It's insane. But what would be some movies you would name there, Corey?
Well, like horror comedies are something I prefer a little more. Even if it's not really a comedy, just like an over-the-top one is great. Like first thing, Evil Dead, obviously. That's everyone's favorite horror movie, pretty much. My number one horror film, which I don't really consider a horror, but it's listed as one, is Eraserhead. That's like my biggest influence. Like, I just loved the effort that was put into making that movie, how they made it. Just I think it was made over 4 years. Like, everything about that movie, there's almost no talking, all just a feeling of dread and just, I don't know. And the lack of dialogue. Like, I'm not a big fan of dialogue, so anything that does any movie that's able to make 90 minutes with almost no talking is something that interests me.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And like, obviously, I think The Exorcist is the number one horror movie ever made, scary-wise, for its time. Like, I always try and think, seeing The Exorcist in 1975 or whenever it was released in theaters, how fucking traumatizing that must have been.
Oh yeah.
Everyone who saw that movie. Like, it's insane.
because the trade weren't given out. We didn't have YouTube to find out how everything was done. Back then, it was like a mystery. Like, how the hell are they doing that? You weren't able to know. You couldn't find out. So it's
And I don't think anything's ever been released like that. So it's just like that just came out of there and just pushed the envelope to a whole nother level. And even to this day, I watch that movie and I'm like, wow, this is still pretty fucking creepy. And I've seen a lot of horror movies, so
yeah. And I find what adds to the older movies too is the fact that they didn't know anything walking into the theater. Like I remember Eric,
Exactly.
our film professor's story from film school, how he said he was just going to a theater and he saw the poster say Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he was about to walk in, and then he walked out and he was blown away. Like
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
I think, totally adds to those types of movies.
And that must have made the movie-going experience 1,000 times better. Not knowing anything, and if it's an amazing movie, your mind must be blown.
Yeah, exactly.
Reading
a couple.
up its cover. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah, and I would say for me, from a couple of my favorite horror movies, I would just say if anyone listening to this knows me, these are going to be so obvious. The Shining.
Oh yeah.
The Shining. The Thing. Yeah, you already heard that. You already knew that one was
I
coming.
knew that was coming.
The Shining and The Thing, man. It doesn't get better than The Shining and The Thing. And the thing is, I never even watched The Thing until like 3 years ago. I saw it at the beginning of summer break, I think between first and second year, and I watched it 10 times over the course of that summer because I was just blown away by that movie. I was like, this movie is fucking amazing. And then I would probably say like Evil Dead 2 or something like that.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 is just that's everyone's favorite horror movie.
I left out House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Rob
one.
Zombie on his
Anything
own
Rob
is a-
Zombie touches.
Yeah.
I really like Devil's Rejects a lot.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's my favorite of the probably all his movies, I would say.
Hostel.
Can I ask a question?
Hostel. Eli Roth. Yeah, okay, go.
Sorry.
Yeah, go, Corey.
No, I just want to know quickly, like just not too detailed, but like whatever. I'm always curious what everyone's parents thought about the film.
My parents couldn't. They watched it. They loved it, but they had a hard time seeing me getting tortured because they think that's a little visual for them. So they're like, it's like as if you were in in the moment and I can't do anything. They were like, a little pussyish about it, but they really enjoyed it. They actually really, really liked it.
Awesome.
My
That is
mom,
a hilarious question.
my mom and everyone else thought I looked like a psychopath. And, besides that, no, my mom, she just wasn't able to see the face peel. She was very uneasy with it. She was like, oh my God, and she had to just turn away. She couldn't see the face peel. Everything else she was fine with, but not the face peel. It's too much for her.
Chris?
I know my dad is hilarious because my dad is like the worst person you want to ask for how your movie was. Like, hey, how'd you like it? Usually is his answer. So when I asked him, I was just like, hey, how did you like it? He was like, well, it was really well made, I'll tell you that. That's all he said.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then my mom thought the face rip was really good too. And I showed my sister was actually sitting next to me when I was watching the one of the first rough cuts that you sent me, and I had my headphones in, so she couldn't hear anything. She couldn't hear any of the music or anything like that. And I'm just the computer's sitting on my table, and all of a sudden the face rip shows up, and she just goes, "What the fuck are you watching?"
That's amazing.
Yeah, she was totally grossed out by it. I was like, "Oh, this is my movie." She's like, "What the fuck did you go and film? What kind of movies do you make?"
That's amazing. That's so rewarding hearing that. When people are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight," I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Those comments.
Yeah.
My mom, I picked her up from the airport because she was away that weekend, and the first thing I did when she got home, I was like, "Mom, you got to see the movie I made." And she thought it was really well done, but with every movie and every idea I come up with, I think she starts to think that there's something more and more wrong with me.
Yeah.
For the next
And
one.
my dad, who is like a producer and funded, helped me out big time. I don't think he's seen the film yet.
That's the best producer to have. Just gives you the money and walks away.
Yeah, exactly.
I know I showed him the 2 newspaper articles, and he's like, "Oh, good job, son," but I don't think he's actually seen the movie.
Oh yeah, we didn't touch upon that. Okay, how was you were in 2 newspaper articles then for 2 different
Yeah.
newspapers?
Yeah,
How-
I did the one for my hometown, and I think the woman was just retarded. Or she didn't understand French or English, and we're writing back and forth, and I keep explaining the same thing over to her like 3 times in a row. She'll ask me the same question, and I was just like, "Well, I stated the answer in the last message." But anyways, I don't think she knew what she was really getting herself into. She clearly doesn't know anything about this contest. Like, if I asked her about the ABC's death right now, she wrote an article on it, but I think she has no idea what it is.
I could probably say the same thing about the lady who did the article in my newspaper. But
And
the second article you did looked good.
And then, yeah, the second one was a sit-down interview. So I got to actually explain it, and they were English, and that really helped because they spoke my language.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know. When you told me that you sent the email or whatever to the lady, that's all I did, and then they called me, talked to me for 10 minutes, and then that was it. I didn't even know the article made it in the newspaper because I told her to email me to the link to the article, and I had to email her some photos too, and she didn't email me, and then it was Pereira who quoted me, which wasn't even a real quote I said to her over the phone. He texted me my quote and then just put LMAO, and I was just like, what the hell is this kid talking about? And then I had to go digging through the trash the day after that to find the newspaper because I found out it was in the old newspaper. We got a big chunk on my newspaper though. We got like a third of a page.
Yeah, well, we made front page with the Cornwall one, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, to make front page.
And I'm not even from there. Imagine it. There must not be much going on in Cornwall. Hey, let's take this guy from a completely different province and put him on our front page because his brother goes to school here.
Oh, what? Cornwall's not even Quebec? That's hilarious.
No, it's Ontario.
I didn't know
I drove
that.
all the way to Ontario for that one.
That
I
is
tried to reach out
hilarious.
to a local radio station for just support on the Facebook and sent them an email. A lot of places were super humble and totally supported us as small time movie makers and actors. And I sent them an email, Virgin Radio, several times, and they never even answered back to an email or said anything in any way to support local Montreal people. So I just wanted to say how shitty that was on their part. And boo to you! I took you off my channels on my radio station.
103.7 Kanawagis on it now.
But it's too bad that they didn't because they actually had a face peel on the Virgin Radio.
Yeah, they were douches because they wrote to my friend on Facebook. He wrote them a big thing like, my friend's in a contest, blah, 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 and didn't answer him. So then like a few days later, he's like, well, does anyone even read these messages? And finally they write back, hi, Frank, what can I do for you? Like I said on the last message, writes to them again, they don't answer him anymore. So then I wrote back like 3 or 4 hate messages back just saying, you're assholes, read your shit, your radio station sucks, and stuff like that. It's fun. It was good.
That's
Yeah, I
hilarious.
don't listen to them anyways.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
They really suck. I want to commit suicide listening to that station.
One of the questions I had written down, I don't know how. The movie playing at bars. How did that all come about, and like, what do they do? Like, when you told me that, I was like, what is going on? Like, playing it at a bar?
What are you talking about? Because it's playing at a bar next Wednesday.
Well, yeah, it played at a bar next Wednesday, and didn't it already play at a bar or two
No,
other bars
I
already?
got them to screen it, but it wouldn't. The projector was too close to the wall or something, and we couldn't move it.
Ah,
So
fuckers.
we were unable to screen it.
How is it like that?
But yeah, they agreed to it, and so that didn't work out. But I was dressed as a monkey, and Adam was dressed as a banana that night. It was cold out, so he had like 3 sweaters on and the banana suit, and then an M is for Monkey t-shirt over the banana suit. He literally looked like he weighed 600. He was just wobbling around. And then by the time he was drunk, he was just really wobbling. He looked like he was gonna faint. It was actually hilarious.
So what's the bar thing that it's playing at then next week? What is that?
It's playing at Catacombs. The director from M is for Mie. I think he's hosting a fundraiser or something. Anyways, he's having some sort of fundraiser screening some movies from the ABC's Death, but also some movies that are not from the ABC's Death. And I saw like the Turbo team and stuff are invited, so that's awesome.
That
And
is
I
awesome.
don't know if you guys saw MS from. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but anyways, that one was really well done. It had some cool like fight scenes and shit.
You said it properly though. It's me.
Yay? Okay. I don't know what that means, but.
It's mine. It means mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one was really well done. And he said I get to, if I want, introduce the film, which is pretty cool.
That is
Oh,
pretty cool.
sick.
Yeah.
You should introduce it and see if someone can record it on their phone or something.
Well, Derek and Tanya, are you guys coming for sure?
Yeah, I'm bringing my camera.
I'll bring the Canon. Yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
awesome.
yeah, try to record that, and that would be a cool like YouTube thing or whatever.
totally.
Yeah.
Will. Corey, I wanted to ask you, did the guy end up contacting you for the camera? Sorry, just random.
Yeah,
Yep.
I sold it to him today.
Okay, good, good.
So now I'm hopefully getting the 7D this weekend. So
You going for the 7DA?
yeah.
Now are you buying it new, or are you gonna go buy used?
Well, the guy I found, that's why I want to get it this weekend. That's why I sold my camera for so cheap, is to get the money, because the guy's selling it 1,300 brand new, like package unopened with the bill, and for $1,300. So that's pretty good.
You're not selling your Sigma, are you? Your Sigma lens?
No, I'm keeping that lens, and this is not just the body; it's the body and the lens. And I looked at it, it's like 1,800 plus tax for that, and this guy's selling it tax in 1,300, so that's a great deal.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that is a good deal if you're getting it brand new for sure.
Yeah.
Where that kind of bar question came from was I wrote a question that is there a film scene where you guys live? Like I know like you hear people like we know from Toronto who say there's a film scene there and like where they can go meet up with people at random bars, or like they have like this kind of community there, like Thunder Bay kind of in a way. That's really my only experience with kind of like an art community. So I was wondering if you guys had like a film scene where you guys are.
Well, Chateauguay, no, it'd be awesome. Like if I could start something, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like filmmakers and stuff. But I think Montreal is great for it, but I never actually have experienced it. Except my only step into like meeting like outside filmmakers was the Mascara and Popcorn Festival. I met like some underground horror artists, and that kind of got me. Like I keep in touch with like Florence, who is also for the next movie, for the Star of Bethlehem. This is going a little off topic, but
No,
yeah,
keep going.
she has the she's signing a contract for a thing called the Dark Tales anthology film. So it's like the ABCs of Death, but I think with like more amateur directors. So it'll be like Tales from the Crypt. So
I love Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
VHS, Tales from the Crypt.
And and then it's just going to be an anthology film, and she said if we make something and we make it well, like we have a chance of being part of it. So that I'm using that on Kickstarter to promote it, because let's say I do get this funded, we have the chance of actually being on Netflix. So your producer credit will actually, or executive producer, whatever, will make it to Netflix and video on demand. So I'm going to use that as a promotional thing.
Yeah, that is a amazing thing, because that was one of kind of the other questions I wrote was, what are you guys' thoughts on the new model of kind of making movies for YouTube and Netflix? Like, I'm a big fan of collecting movies and stuff like that, and now I've just started to sell everything because of how crazy Netflix has become. Like, I don't have the crazy collector's editions of movies, so I just starting to sell it all and kind of collect it all on a hard drive. So I was wondering, like, what your guys' thoughts were on this kind of new model of making movies.
You guys go first.
Go
All right.
Okay. Yeah. For me, I find what's it called? There's a few series that were based off of only Netflix, which was different. Like I think it's Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, amazing show.
And it was based only off Netflix, so it's not even on television or anything. Like it's not on main channels or whatnot. And I find it cool that it gives the opportunity of people actually showing their talent now, like on YouTube and on Netflix, if they get to be part of it, to kind of like what's it called? I have no words because
Network.
I'm looking for I'm not network, but kind of like open the horizons instead of just being discovered or trying to fund a short movie and then become bigger. It's kind of like easier access in that sense to be creative and show what you can do to the world, kind of thing. Just like ABCs of Death is doing now.
And Tanya, of course, you have a good sized audience for like when you do your vlogging and stuff like that. So how did you kind of get into that, and how did you where did that kind of passion start?
Well, I usually have a lot of things to say, but because there's people watching me for some kind of reason, I feel awkward. I don't know why. Anyway, but I actually always have something to say, and I know that a lot of the audience on YouTube is like a younger generation, like the misunderstood generation, I call it. And I find that by just like talking to them about random subjects, that I even find interesting, they kind of relate to me, and some of them actually email me and give me like little words of not encouragement, but they tell me how their day went bad, and just by me emailing them back makes them feel better. So that's how I kind of created the little community I have, and it's like back and forth kind of like friendship with like different people, and I find it's like, I don't know, I'm just talking through a screen to them, and they just kind of relate to me from there. I don't know.
That's really cool. That's why I kind of brought up the whole thing about YouTube and Netflix, is because like it's like what you exactly said. All the new generation would rather go to their computer and watch something on YouTube versus sit and watch something on TV or something like that.
Exactly.
Well, another reason is because you get to watch what you want to watch.
Oh, exactly. It's all on demand.
That's right.
Yep.
You were gonna say?
No, I'm just agreeing.
I didn't really ask you guys though. Is there like a film scene? Like, have you guys been to like a couple fests or whatever? I know Fantasia is in Montreal, and I got to get to this fest. I've been saying I've been good to go for like the last 2 years, but I got to go.
Well, Fantasia is amazing. Like I don't go as much as I should, being a filmmaker, but like I don't know. This year I plan on going a lot more.
We're going this year.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it because you get Q&As with the directors and stuff, which is sick. Like I showed you the trailer Septic Man, eh, Chris?
Yeah, you showed me the trailer for that.
Yeah, his first film, Monster Brawl. I went to go
watched
see
that.
that, and he
I
gave.
have that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's pretty like it was made for $500,000, and like movies like that are always inspiring. Like if you can make it for under $1 million and it's watchable, and I like that movie, so.
The Monster Brawl's the monsters
the
fighting in the ring,
coming
right?
out, and
Yeah.
as I said,
Monsters in wrestling.
Well, the reason why $500,000 is because he paid the wrestlers, because you could have got that for cheaper. You paid those wrestlers. That's what cost
I
the
paid
money.
it for 5,000. You made the movie for 5,000.
Under
No,
$500,000.
$500,000. 500,000.
500. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
$500,000. I love that movie too. It was really cool, but I just wish that it was a little gorier for the concept. I was waiting for more gore. I was expecting.
Yeah, but they had a decent amount. I was happy with like some of the. I think there was like a head rip and stuff like that. Those were good.
The concept was amazing. It was an amazing concept, though.
Yeah, and it was simple, and I don't know. It was a fun watch. But yeah, I went to see that at Fantasia, and that director was there, and the Q&A was awesome. And now he made a movie called Septic Man, which I'm really looking forward to. So I don't know. It's a really Fantasia is an awesome environment. Like. There's lineups down the street and shit. It's really cool. Something everyone should check out. That's for sure.
I want to try to make it for sure for next year. I know I said that the last 2 years, but for sure I want to go.
And yeah, it would be nice if we could get a fucking film in there too. Like maybe Emmets for Monkey. That would be sweet if we got it in there.
Because sometimes they play those little 3-minute shorts at the beginning of the movies. Just I've seen them when I went to Fantasia. They play like 2 3-minute shorts of.
Yeah, they do that, and they also have like. They have a short film section too. Like there's a short film contest.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That we could still go with that with the movie.
Yeah, that would be wicked.
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna start like looking at festivals to send Emmets for Monkey to, because ABC's Death doesn't own it. So
Exactly.
No.
I could probably even change the title.
I would change it, yeah, because Evans for Monkey is just like, oh yeah, this sounds like it belongs in something. I think you should call it Monkey Love or something like that.
Mape Rape.
Mape.
I think Mape itself is just.
Oh, Mape is a good one. Mape is a good one. I like that.
I just like Mape. But once the backstory is going to be established, I mean, Corey are like working on ideas to think of his like backstory is going to make him a lot meaner, a lot darker. You're going to understand him more instead of looking at him more of just a man in a monkey suit. You're going to see the darkness of where it all came from.
Yeah.
There's some good ideas coming up so far.
Yeah, like I'm going to put a lot, like once we got the fisheye thing coming up and we got the Kickstarter and the Star of Bethlehem that I'm really trying to get off the ground. But like once that Kickstarter is done and the fisheye, I go through that script, then I'm going to really start working on the whole story of Mape. And I really do think that there's a story in there that is fucking amazing that people would like to see.
So far, the beginning that we had of the idea of how he became, the image I had, I'm sure the image you have of the way it's going to happen seems so, I could see it just being so dark and so amazing, his whole backstory.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. We're gonna have to fill you in on that, Chris, another time.
Oh, okay. Well, you can. Well, we kind of like. I've gone through all the questions and everything. So like, I was about to say, like, is there anything you want to expand upon in terms of like the fisheye thing or the Kickstarter or the feature script? Anything that you wanted to kind of say? Because I know you said before you had a lot to say.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty. Well, I just wanted to really mention the Kickstarter and the idea that we are collaborating on writing a feature right now, and like, just let's. I think that the future for everyone in this chat right now is gonna grow in a filmmaking aspect. That's for sure. Like I don't know. I could see us. We're all gonna work together again. I know that for a fact.
That's guaranteed. Like I said, it's the same way that I told you I had to be in the last one. Well, too bad you got me down. You're stuck.
For life. You're in it for life.
I might even become the fog man.
Yeah.
We don't need him. We replace the fog guy.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. Making movies is fun, and everyone in this group chat has the same mentality. Like, we have a good time on set, having a couple of drinks. That's all. That's okay.
That's good.
That's okay.
That's okay. Like I said, it's okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it did kind of ruin our 48-hour film, but that's a whole other bag of cats.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a couple of drinks. That was 72 hours of binge drinking. Trying to make a movie blacked out is a different.
That was still hilarious.
Remember it all.
What?
All right.
I said you got the record button to remember it all, so even though you don't
Exactly.
All right, well, that's kind of everything I had to say. I don't know if you guys have anything more to say.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
No problem. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
No,
Chris's podcast.
No,
I call it the Drome Zone podcast.
Oh, right on.
Oh, awesome.
Videodrome. Oh, that's another one of my favorites. Let's add that there. I forgot to mention Cronenberg. All Cronenberg.
Yeah, you didn't mention a Cronenberg movie. Come on, man.
Well, fuck, I'm on the spot, man. I don't do these kind of things. I don't FaceTime. That's not my thing.
I know. I got to do this next Sunday with guys I've never met before from Alberta, and then I'm going to be doing them with a guy from Brazil. So it's going to be quite an experience.
we could be your sidekicks. We'll be there to help you out, just as support, like in the Tom Green show.
If you guys want to join those chats, like I know for sure this Sunday coming up, I'm doing the magnetic tape one at 9 o'clock because they're 2 hours behind us, so it's 7 o'clock for them. So if you guys want to join in on that one, and then I still got to set times for the mailbox guys, and then I'm actually doing one for Manure and Merman on the same day. I'm going to Toronto on the 8th of December and doing a podcast with them. The guy for M is for Manure, the guy that added you on Facebook, super nice guy. Like, I asked him if he wanted to be a part of the podcast. He was like, yeah, here, let me ask the couple guys that I worked with. He got 3 guys that he worked with, like his co-writer, which apparently runs a popular horror blog. I can't remember the name of the blog, though. And then he got his DP or something like that. And then he said, yeah, I know the Merman guys, too. And he got me 3 of the Merman guys to do a podcast,
Oh, that's
too.
fucking sick. Yeah, I knew I saw that he was from your hometown, so I was like, oh, you should definitely add him. And I don't know, he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah,
I never even talked to him in my life, but he just seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems really nice, so I'm looking forward to doing that podcast because one of the guys who did Merman as well as part of the TIFF Midnight Madness, he does a bunch of the interviews, I guess, for the TIFF Midnight Madness. So I'm going to tell him, like, straight up, like, hey, man, your interview skills are probably way better than mine. I'm just here to kind of have a chat and record it. So
when is Midnight Madness? Did that pass already?
Yeah, that's during TIFF, so I think it's either at the beginning or at the end of the film fest, which is in the last week of September.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, if you guys hear of any festivals coming up, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
Well done. There's not that many though. That's what sucks around here. There's not that many film festivals that I know of.
More music festivals.
More music stuff. The community of, like, even YouTube community, there's not much around here at all.
Because movies are in English in Quebec, they're racist.
Yeah, I think that's
Bunch of racist.
I'll state that. I'll stand by that. I speak for no one else in the chat but myself.
Well, I'll go live and say fuck Parlene Marois right now.
Hard.
Nice.
I hope the whole world hears that.
None of that. And Harper the prick.
Oh, Oh, I got one thing though. I know it's not movie related, but my teacher in class actually made us just random. My teacher in class made us pass a psychology test to see if we're psychopaths. I actually qualified. It's a little scary.
Nice.
But
There you go.
the question was, so I'll see if you guys are psychopaths too. I just found it really interesting since we had to go with the whole, horror thing. The question is, the situation was a girl goes to a funeral. She meets a guy, and she falls in love with him, and so she's imagining her whole life with him, etc., etc. And a few days later, she kills her sister. Why?
The fuck? I have no idea.
Any answer is good.
So she goes to a funeral for a guy, and then a few days later she kills her sister?
Yes.
Her sister fucked the guy.
That's what all I can really assume, yeah.
You too? Same thing?
Well, I'll go with that. I really, I blank out on these under pressure.
Are we supposed to think out of the box here?
Yeah, pretty much.
A little bit. Not too much, but a little bit, yeah.
But probably when she says, I'll be like, oh yeah, totally.
Well, anyways, I answered because...
Fucking creepy ass head.
That is a really creepy head. Just bye, just hello. The answer was, what I answered, and that was correct, was she killed her sister so he could attend the funeral so she could see him again.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
what?
a good answer. I like it.
Killed the sister.
Oh, okay, wait. I missed a part.
Killed the sister so that she can see the guy again because he attended the funeral.
No, I've seen.
Oh, fuck.
But I think I missed the part. I think I missed the part at the beginning of her meeting a guy there.
She falls in love with the guy at the funeral, and so.
I thought the dead guy she fell in love with.
No, she did not fall in love with.
So
I thought that too.
Oh, okay.
But the first time.
Yeah, I thought the dead guy.
But I actually answered like a psychopath the first time. I remember the question, and I did say to see the guy again, and it was very logical to me when you explained it to me the first time. Yay for craziness. We're meant to be.
Yeah, my teacher said she'd stay away from me from that moment.
I like that question though. I might ask the question to the other guys.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Just,
That's just odd. I don't use that. That isn't mine. It's just
You know who this is?
It's just John Holmes.
Wait, where is it?
Dick.
Wait. This is who it is. It's a novelty gift.
Yeah, it is. It's
It really
novelty,
is.
It's not any usage. Some people ask me, yeah, so that's what you know. No.
well, I think it'd be pretty weird if you're just keeping dildos at your computer. Actually, no, that's probably the best plot to keep them.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't in the computer. I took it out purposely before when I said when I get out. Oh, Johnny.
Derek just puts on porn right after this podcast, shoves that up his ass.
Yeah, after I'm gonna go on MFC, I'm gonna go on some live thing. You don't know that? You know what, Corey? You're gonna thank me when I sell my body for the next movie.
It's gonna help fund it. There you go.
Chris is like, "What would have been anyone? That would have been epic." He's just crying. Over
Oh man, that was the funniest fucking thing, man. That was so funny.
This is a floating dildo. It's like that. What happened?
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
People listening to this will just be like, what the fuck happened at the end of this interview?
When you ever watch commentary on DVDs, it kind of just floats away. They're talking about like, well, my daughter in the garage, there's a horror scene coming up. People are getting murdered. The guy's talking about his wife, how the popcorn burns on the oven. Just complete nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. All right, well, that was super fun.
Yeah, that was actually a hell of a time. We should do it again.
We should just podcast for the fun of it.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to get back into. That's why I'm starting to do these things again.
Whenever you need to talk, Chris, even if it's about feelings or anything, you can just go. We'll talk about feelings.
Yeah.
Talk about feelings, dildos, bananas, anything.
Whatever you want.
I came up with an idea for a podcast. Now tell me what you guys think about this, and guys in the room too. Tell me what you think.
Is it just Eagle there?
No, there's Pereira's here now too.
Oh, what's up, Pereira?
I thought you were from South Park where like
Not much. Thanks for lending the equipment. Appreciate it.
Can you hear that?
Anytime.
Yeah. But I came up with an idea, and I thought I had no idea how I would get people to do this idea though. Is if people wanted to say their secrets through a podcast, like interview someone, don't get them to reveal what their name is, but then try to get them to like open up and like reveal secrets that they could never tell to anyone.
That's awesome.
I could help you. I'll lie
That's
about the
awesome.
first one.
I love
I think I'm a pretty crazy story.
I'll give you a crazy lie, and then everyone's gonna call me like, "Well, if this guy was able to tell this story, I could tell my story," and then you're just gonna flow in.
That's true. That's true. That's actually an amazing idea, Derek. We'll stage an episode between us,
Let's
or you
do
can
it.
just tell me something, whatever. I don't care, and then I'll tell other people.
Prolapse that happened to me on a date with a girl.
What?
An anal prolapse on a date with a girl.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it. There's really horrible images. I'm warning you now.
It's a lie, though. The story. It's a lie.
Did it involve legendary John there?
You know what? We
It was
could
all
bring
kinds
John
of it.
into it. You know what? I think we'll bring John into that story. Thank you.
Should involve the fog guy.
It should involve the fog guy.
Fuck, did you hear what's his name's new line? Shane's line. What does the fog say? Like seriously, then you're gonna have the.
Oh yeah, I forgot he wrote that. That was a good one.
I didn't hear that. That's amazing.
What does the fog say? He's crazy.
That's amazing. All right, well, thanks, guys. I gotta stop recording now. That was awesome.
No, don't go. No, I'm joking. Okay. Have a nice night, guys.